Cause I really wanna stay. Tell me is it best since I've been there that I share your underwear. You really care. It's time. I've been sleeping with you. You've been sleeping with me. And you've been stroking him and loving him, kissing him. Oh, yeah. You've been creeping with him. Been creeping with him. He's been sexing your friend. Yeah. And I got you thinking about it, thinking about it, thinking about it, thinking about it. Girl, I think that I should let you know. Come on, rock out with me. Good morning, guys. The great Gerald Levert. I can forgive but won't forget. The Velvet Teddy Bear. Oh, the late, great Gerald Levert. Oh, man, thinking about it. You've been thinking about him while he's been sexing your friend. You've been creeping with him, but he's been sexing your friend. That is messy and toxic, by the way. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. Keith K.L. Belvin here, crisis specialist, author, and educator, and I pray everything is well with you. I come on every morning, Monday through Friday, with the hope of trying to make things a little more entertaining, have some fun at what we do. And so, again, I appreciate all the time that I spent on. So I hope that you're having a wonderful day today. And so, the goal here is to always be entertaining, informational, and educational, the best that I can. And before we get into today's topic, I want to give a shout out to Chef Danielle Moore, owner and operator of Annie and Ethel May's Soul Food, 497 Albany Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, in the Crown Heights section of Brooklyn. All right. And again, she is doing her thing simply because not only has she established her business amongst the pandemic, she is on Uber Eats, Grubhub, so she's trying to make it easier for folks who don't want to come out the house. And she's even vacuuming, sealing meals and mailing them out around the country. She is doing what she can to make sure she gets to the people that want to support her. That is why we need to and have to support someone like her. But let me just give you her, and I almost forgot to bring up her logo here because I'm so used to being in my car. But there you go. And Ethel and Annie Mae's Soul Food, 497 Albany Avenue. Just check out the link on her Facebook, Ethel and Annie Mae's Soul Food, and Instagram, as well as checking out Chef Danielle Moore on Facebook, BK Chef Danielle on Instagram. And make sure you stop by. Make sure that you let her know that KL sent you by. I would appreciate that. Now, moving on real quick. You guys know that I'm a 5-time author and a contributor to a ton of anthologies. And I have another anthology coming out this year, to end the year for the second half coming up this winter, The Soul of a Man, Part 3. I don't have the picture on me. I got to upload that too so I can have it. Soul of a Man, Part 3. But the reason why I do have this picture up of AMP, which is Amplified Marketing and Profits, that's run by the great Tarkessa Colvin. And she is the literary coach of all literary coaches. She is literally moving me into position to be able to not only have my book where it should be, to actually be able to present it in the way that it should. And I'm super excited by that. So shout out to Tarkessa. And this is a paid community, guys. And so why do I say that? Why do I tell you that it's paid? Because the thing that I'm trying to get you to understand is that sometimes you have to invest. Don't look at it as a payment. Look at it as an investment in yourself. And when you invest in yourself, you expect to get something in return. Well, I have already seen how this works for me, and I'll show you. This is my new book cover from Gigolo to Jesus, right? Now, I have other cover designers, and I love them. But I found this cover designer, and we worked on this idea for my new book cover. I love it, all right? And this will be dropping sometime in 2022, along with a course and along with a private group for you to come and be involved in, because I want to be able to walk you through what my personal and spiritual transformation look like. And the book is going to be the prelude to all of that. Through the book, you'll be able to get an idea of exactly what it is that I was, how I became who I am, and how I sustain being who I am. And yeah, we all have to be able to understand those aspects of ourselves. So shout out to Terkessa Colvin. So again, to any of you watching, if you're thinking about writing a book, or you're in the process of writing a book, or you have already written a book and you want to breathe new life into it, let me, like last night, I missed the master class last night. She offers a monthly master class, a monthly Q&A. Now let me just break this down for you. The master class is where she brings in another talented professional to be able to teach you different aspects of this literary journey. So you're getting money's worth right there, because some of these master classes are worth hundreds and thousands of dollars. That is a part of what you're paying. Also, you get a monthly Q&A. The Q&A is an opportunity to come and bring all your questions and answers to the table to get clarity. Then we have monthly work sessions where we literally all work together on whatever projects that we're working on. So you get the active involvement and you get the accountability that you need. That's why you pay for it. So again, shout out to Terkessa Coleman. If anybody is interested in joining AMP and being a part of the AMP community, just hit me up and I'll send you the link. All right. Only serious inquiries need to apply. Don't reach out if you're not serious. But if you do have questions, reach out. I would gladly love to answer it. And the final announcement of this morning is, you guys know that I build mental health ministries. I work with churches and I participate with churches to be able to pay for the mental health ministries that are necessary. And what that simply means is, the person pays what they can, church covers the rest, I supply the services. It is a symbiotic relationship, so the people who need assistance can actually get it. The Braven Consultant, BCAP, which is Braven Church Assistance Program, was designed because I believe everything that God has created under this sun, when used the right way, can help not just some, can help many. And I believe the church, it is their duty to help people physically, emotionally, and spiritually. We do the physical, we do the spiritual, but I don't think we're doing everything that we can for members of the church in the emotional aspect. And this is where I come in to try to change that and to try to help others. Okay. So if you're a church leader and you're interested in having something like this set up at your church, reach out. I would love to have a call with you, to get on a Zoom call with you. And if you are a member of a church and would like to see your church have something like this in place, reach out. Let me know your pastor's information, your leadership's information, and I will gladly reach out and have a conversation with them. All right. Let's back to everything that's going on here. Okay. Let's get into today's subject. I'm not going to be on too long. Before I get into that, I just want to say, all you guys that was ready to jump off the bridge yesterday because Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp was down, I'm sorry to hear that. I did not even know that social media was down like that, because I was trying to get some work done. But it really gave me something to think about, because I do follow the political side of some of this. And the fact that Mark Zuckerberg has that much effect on the world is dangerous. That's just my thoughts. Take it for whatever you want. Is because no one person should have that much influence on so many streams of consciousness, from political to financial to just social. Just something's not right there, and I'm not digging that. And now there's a whistleblower, and there's a whole lot of negatives. And now I'm hearing that they purposely allow certain things to happen that were hurting young girls. And you guys know I work with mainly women. And so when I see, and as a former educator who has dealt with the emotional sides of social media while I was teaching, and to realize that the company knew that what they were doing was hurting children, and they continue to allow it, is issue for me. I don't know how I feel about what I'm going to do. I have to figure out what alternatives I can deal with, and we'll see. But just keep your eye on that. I'm not really feeling that. All right, but we'll see what happens. And again, I think it was a wake-up call for a lot of us, especially doing business, to start figuring out how we can connect with our people away from social media. I know I'm already making certain changes to reach out to people directly, so even more so now. So I just wanted to put that little disclaimer out there. So again, let's get to this. All right, so today's conversation goes out for all of you who tend to worry about what someone is thinking. All right. And you react to the thoughts you have of what they're thinking, and it actually affects your actions. And I deal with that a lot. But what if and they're probably thinking, and she's probably feeling this way, and he's probably feeling this way, and then all of this. And I may say, how do you know? And they'd be like, I don't know. I know how she thinks. Really? No, you've known her thoughts or his thoughts. You don't actually know what a person is thinking until they show you in what they do or show you in what they say. We convince ourselves that we think we know, but we don't. And then here's the problem. We let people rent space inside our head often for free. And it really shouldn't be. Because the sad part is a lot of times, many of the time that we're spending worried about someone else, they're not even thinking of us. They done went on and they're doing their thing and they're living their life. And here you are thinking about them. Here you are concerned about what they may be feeling, and they're not even thinking about you. And then the sad part is when you find that, for some people, when they figure that out, that the person does not care whatsoever, we then turn around and get upset that it isn't what we thought. So this rabbit hole that we chase ourselves into is not good for anybody. And it sometimes baffles me because I'll have the conversation and I'll show the person in counseling or just in general that it should not matter because you can't control someone else's thoughts. And they literally fight me. They literally refuse to. And here's what you listen for, right? When you hear, yeah, I understand, but when you hear that but, when somebody goes, yeah, no, I got that, but here it comes. And when you get that, be prepared, because what the person is basically telling you is that they're going to offer you some opposite to what you just suggest. What's going on here? Okay. And you got to be very, very careful. Oh, come on now. I just gave it to you. Okay, yeah, I was trying to, hold on a second. You know what? I'll do all that later. Okay, send this. And now all of a sudden Facebook is trying to, hold on one second, because I gotta try to put this in here. They're not accepting my code here. But anyway. All right, there it is. Okay. This is ridiculous. Okay, 7 0. Sometimes I tell you, that's how you know it's live. I'm having a little issue here. Sorry, guys. Forgive me. Rock out with me a second. 8, 7, 3. Okay, there we go. So, and you know that when somebody is telling you, when you start seeing people tell you but, because they don't want to release themselves from, you know what, forget this. I don't have time for this today. I really don't. I'll deal with it. So guys, I'm sorry, I won't be able to see your comments. That's what I was trying to get to, so I could actually see any comments anybody makes. But I'll have to respond to all comments at a later date. I apologize. But when you see somebody offer you the butt when you're talking, they're going to push back on your positioning. And the problem with that is that resistance is what allows them to stay in place and connected to what people think. I've had people say to me, when I say I don't care what people think about me, I literally have had people look at me in astonishment, like, really? Why? How do you get like that? And I'm like, why should I? Because I try to remove myself from the things that I can't control. I can't control what somebody think about me. There's people that don't like me. It's okay. Get in line. I actually said, and my daughter joked with me when I said I like when people don't like me. She said, why? I said, because then that means they'll leave me alone. That means people will go on about their business, and somebody got to wear the black hat. Might as well be me. Because if you try to make the people around you happy, right? Now hear me on this. If you try to make the people around you happy, you will burn yourself out. If you try to worry about what's in somebody's head, you will burn yourself out because you have enough to deal with just being you. If you're in a bad relationship, right, and you're trying to figure out what's going on in the head of somebody else, just open your mouth and ask. Have honest conversations. We don't want to talk anymore. We don't want to sit down and say what's wrong and have honest conversations so a person can tell you. We want to assume so we can jump on that. No. And if you're not in a relationship and just in general, well, you can't control what somebody says. Why are you letting them rent that space inside your head where you're worried about what they do? Somebody asked me once, you say you're happily divorced and happily remarried. Yeah, I am. They go, how's that possible? Easy. Because I look at the fact that if I had not gotten divorced, I would not be in my wonderful relationship now. So I'm happily divorced and I'm happily remarried. I don't go back and live off of the negative that was my former marriage. It was a bad situation, and I was a bad husband. She was a bad wife, and that's it. Now, whether my ex-wife agrees with me or not, or other people agree with me, I don't care. I'm telling you from my point of view. And that's what you have to understand, guys, is that the whole premise of worrying about what someone else is thinking, no. Because now let's back this up a second. Let's just look at it this way, right? Riddle me this and put a 1 in the chat room. Put a 1 in the chat room if you can tell me right now that you know exactly what the people around you are thinking. Put a 1 in the chat room. Put a 2 if you know you have no clue. Put a 2 in the chat room if you know you don't know what people are thinking around you. But here's a better question, number 2. Put a 3 in the chat room if it bothers you when you think people are thinking negative about you. Put a 3 in the chat room if it bothers you when you think people are thinking negative about you. Now, if you put a 3 up, right, here's my question. And you ain't got to answer it in the chat. I don't want you exposing yourself. But here's what I want you to do. Why? And that's a question that you have to look at and why you might reach out and have a conversation with me in private. Why? That's the counseling question. That's where the counseling starts. Why are you concerned about what someone else is thinking about you? That's where we do the work. That's where the money is. Because if we fix that, and if we work on that and address that, you ain't got to worry about it. And it's not about being arrogant, because I have been called arrogant. And it's okay. At times I am. I'm sorry. I am. And it's not that I try to be. I'm just comfortable at being me. And the way I am sometimes rubs other people the wrong way. Some people don't like my playfulness style. Some people don't like the fact that I will dismiss certain things very quickly. Some people don't like that. I don't engage in foolishness. I don't engage in back and forths on social media. You could write a whole long paragraph and I will type back, okay. Some people say I'm a bully at times. I can be if that's the way you want to look at it. I consider myself a person who is a forward-thinking and forward-moving person at times, and that can be considered intimidating. Am I intimidating? Sometimes. But I think that's more to my size than anything else, being a big guy. But can I use that to my advantage? I do. And then back to the dismissive part. Here's why I'm not dismissive as to the forward, meaning I'm not dismissive just to try to get on your nerves. I'm dismissive because I've already realized what we're dealing or what we're talking about has no bearing in my life. Like it's not something I want to be bothered with. So I will politely, and I'm always polite. I try to always be polite. I always try to be professional. I always try to be polite. Now I understand what you're saying. Thank you. And I may not respond. See, here's the thing. You can't force me to respond the way you like. I'm going to respond the way I choose. Now, if you don't like it, there's nothing I can do about that. And I want you to understand that, guys, if you're watching. You really have to learn who you are. And that's why I said the real money is, why does it matter to you what someone is thinking? Why are you concerned about what's going on in their head? Why are you reacting to what you're thinking about them thinking about you? You see how the more you hear it, you go, that sounds kind of crazy. Yes, it does. But this is why we have to try to figure it out and focus on it, because at the end of the day, this is what we need to fix. And to fix it, we have to address it. And to address it means we got to do some work. And what I do as a counselor is to try to put that work into place, because I want you to be able to feel comfortable that you're in a safe space and that you're able to express who you are. Now, as an older dude, man, I'm old. I'm 53. I'll be 54 in a couple of months. So as an older dude, I'm just refined. As an older dude, my view on the world has changed, because as you get older, you just see things differently, or at least you should. So my goal is to try to help as many people as possible, because I don't know how long the Lord is going to give me on this planet. And I want to try to take advantage of how long he gives me by helping as many people as I can. So often the reason why I'm dismissive, if you want to consider it that, is because I don't like to waste time. I waste enough time. Like when I get mad at myself, if I catch myself surfing too long, I actually have, and I don't know if you guys have it on your phone. I have a wellness app, a digital well-being, I think it's called. Yeah, digital well-being and parental part of my phone, right? It'll break down how long I've been on social media, right? It'll tell me how long or what I've done on my phone. And then what I do is I set timers on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok. Timers. And once I reach the amount of minutes that I have allotted for myself for that day, it'll shut the app off until tomorrow. It'll literally say, you have 1 more minute on this app. That's to let me know that I reached my limit. And I get upset if I reach that, because that means I spent that, I know how much time it is. And that means I spent the hour and a half, whatever it is. And I check and see, did I get my other work done? If I didn't, and I spent that hour, that means I surfed too long. I got to address that, because you really need to know what you're doing with your time. And right now, with the things that I have going on, I'm not trying to waste any time. And I had to make certain decisions on, as Stephen Covey says, do the most critical thing first and think with the end in mind. I have to think of what's the long term of what I'm trying to do. And so, again, that's another reason why I don't worry about what other people think, because other people, it's easy to tell other people what to do with their money, their time, their life, everything. So people say, you just need to, okay. It's easy for you to say that. You ain't got no skin in the game. And even if you do have skin in the game, you don't have my skin in the game, but okay. So I set those as parameters for me. And I've slowed and I tried to shrink those down, because I do have to use some of those apps for business, but I don't try to stay on them too long if I didn't get work done. Also, as my coach, Glenn P. Brooks Jr., has shared with us numerous times in blocking out your calendar. My calendar, I use my Google Calendar, and I sync it to my phone. I block out my free time, and I make sure all my work is accountable for, so everything is there. And then the goal now is to just make sure I get up every day and try to stick to my calendar. Now, some of you may go, oh, I'm not built like that. Neither am I. On my personality assessment, I am what's called a high I, meaning that I am a person that is a people person. I'm a person that loves to talk and be around people and things like that. I don't like sitting down and doing all this paperwork. I don't like sitting down doing none of it. I got progress reports now I got to finish. But it's what I have to do to get things done. So I'm not going to sit and worry about what somebody is thinking or feeling about me. Because if I do that, I've placed myself in a bad spot, and I've now wasted time. That's what I meant about letting somebody rent space inside your head. Why? And I don't know who needed this today. I don't know who needed to hear this today. I don't know who's watching this today. What I do know is that if you are worried or concerned, or you drive yourself on thinking about what other people are thinking, you cannot do that. And the reason why is because you will place yourself in a position where you cannot get things done. And it starts to affect you emotionally. It does. It starts to affect you emotionally, where it can wear at your ability to be open with the people who really care about you, as well as it can affect your trust issues. Many of us that say we have trust issues is because we can't let go of things that have happened in the past, and we manifest them now and connect them to other things other people do, so much so that we recreate the problems all over again. So something that happened 30 years ago is hurting us right now because we've never been able to let it go. Mm-hmm. But I'm here to help with all of that. I really am. So I don't know who needed to hear this today. I got my little one home. She's got to go back to school at 11:30, almost 12, because she wasn't feeling well yesterday. I had to come pick her up, and they have a policy she can't come back for 24 hours. They thought they were slick and that I was going to keep her home all day today. My daughter loves school. And let me tell you, I want to just say this, which is crazy. There's nothing worse than seeing your little one cry and cry because she couldn't stay in school. That warmed my heart. But at the same time, we got a rule, so I'm taking her back at 11:30, a couple hours, and so she can finish out the day and go to her after school program. But parents, when you mess up, because I messed up, they told me yesterday don't bring her back for 24 hours. I tried. Being arrogant, I tried, and I got slapped on the hand. They like, come get her. So seeing her all emotional made me upset, and I realized I shouldn't have done that. So that's another thing too, parents. Let me just say this before I get off. Own your mistakes when it comes to your children. Don't sugarcoat it. If you messed up, say that. Say, baby, I screwed up. Like I told her in the car, I messed up. They told me yesterday, 24 hours. I didn't do everything I was supposed to do. Daddy is sorry. And you own that because it helps your children to remain safe. Don't act like you don't know something is wrong, and don't just tell them to be quiet. Own your mistakes. I know some of us don't like to feel a certain way around our kids. We always want to be superhuman and all that. Own your mistakes. Your children need it. It helps keep them balanced. It helps feel comfortable. It'll trigger questions for them. Answer those questions. All right. I see some parents just shut up because I said so. No, it's not just because you said so. Explain it. It is still you saying it, but explain it. Give the child an understanding. Often we steal from the child an opportunity to question what we did or what we're doing. That's how they learn, guys. They learn when they have an opportunity to say 2 plus 2 ain't adding up, mommy. 2 plus 2 ain't adding up, daddy. And also it holds us accountable. So again, I don't know, I don't know who needed to hear that. I had to grow into that right there. I didn't know that when I was younger. I made some mistakes, but again, I'm here to try to help you with yours. So if anything that I said today resonates with you and you feel you need to talk to someone like me, reach out. I still have some spaces available. They are filling up. That's a great thing. My calendar is filling up. I'm almost at a point where I'm going to have a waiting list, which is, again, a great thing. But I'm still here to try to take on a couple more clients who want to see me. All right. I'm super excited about that. I'm making some moves. We're going to get some things together. Okay. So I want you to have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Come on, Gerald. Let's do this the right way. I've been sleeping with you. You've been sleeping with me. Come on, Gerald. And your friend. Just think about it, think about it, think about it, think about it. All this time, I've been sleeping with you. You've been sleeping with me. You've been sleeping with me. You've been creeping with me. You've been sexing your brain. 'Cause you think about it, think about it.